Last night, the Rays returned home where they dominated this year and won in extra innings in walk-off fashion. Tonight, this is Game 2 of the 4-game series between the Rays and the Seattle Mariners. It was Elliott Johnson who replaced the injured Evan Longoria, and Johnson provided the game winner for the Rays in the 12th inning last night in the 3-2 victory. Hi again, everyone. With Brian Anderson and Todd Callis, I'm Dwayne Stats. Good to have you looking in as the Rays take on the Mariners. Well, the Rays are 9-1 at home this year, and they'll send the left-hander Matt Moore to the mound. He's gotten a little better each time out, something that seems to be a trend not only here in his first season in the major leagues, breaking camp with the club. He's been that way in the minor leagues as well. Yeah, traditionally a slow starter, but Matt Moore, who's winless right now, you know that's going to change soon. He really looks to be getting close. You know, you go back to his last start, see the numbers there the last 2 starts, but his last start against the Los Angeles Angels, more explosive. He had better velocity, the mechanics, he was more sound in that, you know, that aspect. But when you talk about that velocity, and it went up 2 or 3 miles an hour that last start, when that starts to jump up, guess what? The curveball becomes quicker, it becomes later, more sharp. The changeup becomes more effective for Matt Moore at this point to really take off. And the starting pitching matchup is presented by your Southern Ford dealers. There's Matt Moore, the young lefty for the Rays, and Hector Noesi will be on the mound for the Seattle Mariners. He's just 25 years old, a right-hander, and they have high hopes for him. So the lefty Moore, the right-hander Noesi on the mound for Seattle. There's Evan Longoria, injured last night. We'll have a full report on that from Todd Callis when we return.
Longoria, it's got to be frustrating right now for him in that he is not going to be in the lineup tonight, won't be in the lineup pretty much the rest of the month of May, and we'll find out when he comes back. Longoria with a partial tear of his left hamstring in last night's game. Longoria was trying to steal. It turned out to be a strike him out, throw him out. Here's a look He feels it right as he's taken off there. He had a little misstep, and that's it. I mean, you'll see a shot from behind. Watch this little, you can tell he is favoring it right there. And unfortunately for Longoria, he left the game right away, and we caught up with him before the game and asked him for his reaction to the news he received earlier this afternoon.
What you're thinking right now, how long do you think it's going to be?
I mean, I'm thinking it sucks, you know. Woke up today not feeling too good, you know, leg was stiff, and so, I mean, I don't know what the times table is, you know. I've been in similar situations before, and it's just one of those things where my job now is just to stay positive, you know, as tough as it's going to be to watch. You know, I can't really worry about it right now. I just need to worry about getting healthy.
A glaring omission in that lineup behind Evan Longoria during that sound you heard from him. But in 2008 and in 2011, the other 2 years Longoria went on the DL, the Rays did make it to the postseason. So they're looking for other guys to step up again this year. And with all the action right around the corner, Dwayne and BA enjoy the game right here on Sunsport.
Tonight's Rays game is presented in high definition, brought to you by H.H. Gregg. Peek inside the Rays dugout prior to Game 2 of this 4-game series. Rays winners last night in 12, 3-2. And the Seattle lineup tonight finds Justin Ackley moving up into the leadoff spot as the DH. Alex Liddy is at third, hitting second. Ichiro Suzuki in right field. Justin Smoke, the cleanup man, at first, and Jesus Montero will catch. Kyle Seager is at second base. Casper Wells gets a start at left. Michael Saunders in center. Brendan Ryan, the shortstop, bats ninth.
Now taking the mound tonight for the Tampa Bay Rays, left-hander Matt Moore. And for Matt Moore, it's baby steps, continuing to try to work towards being that dominant pitcher we saw at the end of last year. His last start against the Angels had better velocity on the fastball, up a couple, 2-3 miles an hour, looked more comfortable on the mound, and you get the feeling that he's about to get himself on a nice little roll.
Well, Ackley steps in, and the first pitch of this ball game is a strike called on the outside corner. Fastball at 94. That first pitch presented by Pinch-A-Penny. And this one is popped into shallow right. Joyce coming in and makes the catch on the move. One away.
Well, let's take a quick look at the Rays defense as it lines up in the outfield left to right. Desmond Jennings, B.J. Upton, and Matt Joyce. Across the infield third to first, Elliot Johnson, Sean Rodriguez, Ben Zobrist, and Carlos Pena. Chris Jimenez behind the plate.
Well, as we take a look at Elliot Johnson down there at third base, the Rays are going to try to put a combination of players in that position. In the absence of Evan Longoria, another fastball and a strike call to Liddy. Cut and a miss. Well, we've seen 94, 96, 96, and 95. Moore has come out firing. Pitch is wide. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Liddy hitting .289. Matt right back with the pitch. And it's in a bit. Hard stuff again. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You don't mind a miss like that. Trying to come in, you miss in off the plate. At least it still serves a purpose.
And a swing and a miss. Fastball, and Liddy a little late trying to swing that bat that time.
Well, when Liddy swung and missed at the pitch that went to strike 2, his swing was a little bit long, and you saw Matt Moore blow it by him. Well, if it stays long like that and you go up and away, you almost have no chance to catch up, and that's what you see right there. Really driving that ball to the spot.
2 up, 2 down. Here's Ichiro. Fouling the first pitch, a high fastball, and he fouls it straight back.
I think Matt Moore's coming out trying to send a message. I'm going to be aggressive, and I'm coming right after you.
Pitch up a bit.
And
Right to that one.
Unless you're a player that has just one name, and then I'm going to throw you a little break.
And he comes back. Well, maybe another one.
Well, and that's the thing. The byproduct of that good velocity and the fact that he's more comfortable mechanically is the braking stuff. The off speed is going to get, better. And that, you see that curveball right there, boy, had some nice snap to it.
And it's foul back to the hard stuff. So he starts Ichiro with a fastball at 96. 2 curveballs later, back to the fastball at 96. The 1-2 delivery. It's too tight, and it stayed in. 2-2. Fouls it.
You saw on Fox Tracks Matt Moore staying up in the zone with Ichiro. You don't really want to be up there with the breaking stuff, but you can understand the fastball. Ichiro kind of starts to pull himself out of the box, can handle the low ball.
And he tried to get a breaking pitch to snap there, and it stayed up and in.
And what ends up happening when you get breaking balls like the last 2 that we've seen from Matt Moore is the front side is getting a little bit too quick, and you're trying to make the pitch too nasty. Instead of letting the hand work out in front, you're trying to throw it with your body.
Fly ball lifted toward right center. Upton on the run, cannot come up with it. Joyce backing up the play, and Ichiro's on his way to second. It appeared for a moment that Upton might make an outstanding play on that ball toward right center field, cutting to his left.
Well, this ball off the bat looked like it was headed for the wall out in the gap, and you see BJ taking the angle, and then the ball, it just looked like it died. A little misread by BJ and myself included. All of a sudden, BJ had to kind of turn and come in a little bit, and then just wasn't able to make the catch.
Sometimes if an outfielder doesn't pick up a ball right away, he'll react by the swing of the hitter. And that might have happened to Upton right there.
Dwayne, I think you're 100% right, because the swing and trajectory of the ball said gapper.
Yep, sure did. Here's Justin Smoke. Pitch is upstairs, 1-0. So Suzuki has a double. Ichiro's 5th double of the year. And the fastball misses to Smoke. Now 2-0. As we mentioned last night, Smoke, a very important part of the Seattle ball club and their future, and they really would like to get him going. He's a switch hitter, a natural right-handed hitter, and he struggled mightily from the right side. He takes a strike. It's 2-1. He's hitting just .087. He's 2 out of 23 as a right-handed hitter. And up there with a 2-1 count against the hard-throwing lefty Matt Moore. Moore picks up strike 2.
His last handful of pitches, it looks like Matt Moore's not quite getting the extension that he needs to be successful over the long haul, over the 6-7 innings. Right now, the release point off just a little bit. Everything running arm side. Everything's elevated. To stay over that rubber just a tick longer.
Swing and a miss. He got him to chase right there. Good hard step up out of the strike zone for the strikeout. No score. Bottom of the first coming. Doing a little bookwork down there, and Molina getting an idea of what the world looks like through the lens of Joe Madden. Hey, we'll do that in the 3rd inning, by the way. We'll be chatting with Joe Madden tonight. Starting lineup, Desmond Jennings leads it off, followed by Ben Zobrist and Matt Joyce. Carlos Pena, Luke Scott, B.J. Upton down the middle, and Elliot Johnson's in there at 3rd, minus Evan Longoria. Chris Jimenez hits 8th, and Sean Rodriguez 9th.
Taking them out tonight for the Seattle Mariners, right-hander Hector Nuesi. His 5th start of the season. Still looking for that consistent.
First pitch to Desmond Jennings is outside.
Outing where he can start to put it together, because it has been an up and down rough start for Nuesi here in 2012.
2-0. Ground ball headed to short. Ryan comes up with it. His toss to first. 1 away.
Well, let's take a look at the Seattle Mariner defense in the outfield, left to right. Casper Wells, Michael Saunders, and Ichiro Suzuki across the infield, 3rd to 1st. Alex Liddy, Brendan Ryan, Kyle Seager, and Justin Smoke. Jesus Montero behind the plate.
Zobrist. Ben now tops in the league in bases on balls, and so as a result, his on base percentage is very good. The strike call, hitting .205 for the year, but Ben with an on base percentage of .364. Fouls it back, and a nice catch in the second deck up there. That foul ball out of play. 2 strikes. 19 walks ahead of Carlos Santana of Cleveland. Travis Hafner third in the league. Way high. 1-2. Hector Noesi making his 5th start. Won a game and lost 2. 25 years old, out of the Dominican Republic. 2 up a little bit with the Yankees a year ago, and the Rays had some limited exposure to him. He's been throwing a few more 2-seamers and a few more changeups since he's starting with Seattle. There's a changeup right there, and he misses with it. 3-2.
Trying to build that repertoire to be a starting pitcher, you know, from the beginning of April, last a full season. You have to have 3 or 4 pitchers.
Just a little piece of that one foul, and it caught Montero.
The only thing about Noesi is he throws the curveball, the changeup, the slider, but been, you know, at early stages, obviously, first month of the season, but has been very predictable with the fastball. I mean, first pitch, almost 4 out of 5, 80% of the time. When he's behind in the count, he's very predictable with the fastball, and that's what's hurt him. So while he tries to develop the off speed, he's got to start mixing it in, trying to get these hitters off the fastball.
And he walks Ben Zobrist. So Ben does what he's done so often in the early part of this year. Reach via the base on balls, and the Rays have a base runner.
Now, he has such a good idea about the strike zone. I mean, Ben just has an innate ability to see the ball out of the hand and project, pick up spin. Is it going to be in the zone or is it not? Not afraid to hit 2 strikes. That's how you take walks.
Well, here's Matt Joyce hitting out of the number 3 spot, and this is going to be important here for the next few weeks. Only Longoria and Pena have hit 3rd for the Rays in the opening weeks of the season. So first time for Matt Joyce in the number 3 spot. And he takes the pitch outside, 1-0. Matt with 5 home runs, 9 runs batted in with those 5 homers. He takes a pitch too low. 2-0. Longoria out with the partial tear in the left hamstring. You'll hear all kinds of estimates as to how long he may be out. 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. Really hard to tell. But it's going to be for, as far as the Rays are concerned, an extended period. It's fouled back, 2-1. And so it's going to be a challenge, but it is, and you hate to lose him, because as we said at the outset, for the Rays to do what they want to do, that man has to be healthy and productive, and he has been very productive. Really, since about last June, he's been very good at the plate. So they're going to have to mix and match and try to replace his spot. But having said that, the Rays have 2 things now going for them in the absence of Longoria. Number one, they're going to get him back, so they're going to have to survive that certain period of time that he's gone. They have greater depth in their lineup than they've had in recent years. They have guys like Joyce, but having Pena and Scott in this lineup is a big plus for them. There's a shot deep to center field. Well tagged. Saunders to the wall. That ball's going to be off the wall. Extra bases. Zobrist being waved around third. Joyce heads to third. Rays lead this game 1-0 as Zobrist scores on the stand-up triple by Matt Joyce. Well, that's picking up some of the slack already out of that number 3 spot.
Matt Joyce, he absolutely crushed that ball to center field. And, you know, we saw a couple plays last night where this Seattle outfield, unfamiliar with, I don't know if it's the roof here, the atmosphere, whatever it is, just unfamiliar. But this play by Saunders got plenty of room to just run back there and catch that ball. He jumps for it early, kind of floats and drifts on it a little bit. A ball that he really could have caught, but the Rays will take it. Gets over his head and an early lead.
Third triple of the year for Joyce, and here is Carlos Pena. The pitch is up. 1 ball and no strikes.
We saw Saunders go after a ball last night where he turned his back to the play, run to the spot, and then try to pick it up, and had trouble doing it.
Yep. If the Rays can pick up this other run, Carlos takes it high. 2-0. So we saw part of what the Rays feel they have to offer in the absence of Longoria is the offensive Matt Joyce and Pena and Scott behind him. And B.J. Upton's going to be important in this stretch. There's absolutely no question. We've seen him be productive in the past. So when you look at the middle part of this order, it's not as if they're going to go looking for added offense. You always want more offense. But I think those guys in the middle of this lineup feel as if they can hold the fort down for a few weeks until Longoria gets back in here. The count to Pena. He takes a strike. The other thing the Rays might have going for them this year, so far in the first month of the season, the trend of fewer runs being scored has held up. We started to see that last year. We've seen it this year, which puts a premium on pitching and defense. And the Rays should have that and more. And there's ball 4. Pena draws the walk. He continues to have good at-bats.
Now, this is the scouting report that we got on Hector Noesi, is that he's got good stuff, pieces to work with, but at times will pitch as if he doesn't feel comfortable out there. He doesn't have a lot of confidence. A couple of those fastballs that he threw to Carlos Pena, it almost looks like he's aiming the ball.
Eric Wedge there, the former catcher and the manager of the Seattle Ball Club, and he knows it continues to be a growing situation. In fact, in the face of losing last night's game in 12 innings 3-2, he wrote that off to a very good experience for his young team to be in that kind of game battling. And it's a developing, ongoing situation with this young right-hander out there now. Pitch inside to Luke Scott. 1 ball, no strikes. And he tried to throw a breaking ball there, and it stayed outside. 2-0. Scott ahead, 2-0. It's foul back. Good cut. Got a fastball, 2-0. So it's now 2 balls and a strike.
That was a great catch. Front row. No video confirmation, but trust us, it was a great catch.
It was and made more difficult because it was a ricochet.
It was a double. It was a double ricochet. A lady in full regalia, nice clothes, jumps up and just stones it. Bare hand.
Swing and a miss off speed there on a changeup, and the count is 2-2. Well, Jack and Mary Critchfield are down there, and Mary caught that ball. There she is, and she just gave it away to a fan. So made a great play,
yeah.
And then gracious enough to give up the souvenir.
That was great.
And Jack never missed one part of the action. She made the great play. He was right there, calm and collected as always. The pitch is down. 3 balls, 2 strikes, the count. B.J. Upton on deck. Joyce at third, Pena at first. The pitch is foul back. He came in 3-2 fastball. So we'll see another one. Joyce with his triple, the third of the year, taking over the team lead and the American League lead and the Major League lead now in triples. And another 3-2 pitch about to be made. Fly ball to the opposite field. Wells goes to the track to make the catch. The tag, and Joyce is on his way to the plate. He's going to score, and Pena is... Did he get back in? We're waiting for a call, boys. Safe.
The running call from second base.
I'll tell you.
Nobody was there.
Here comes Eric Wedge to argue that the run had crossed the plate. Pena had tagged and had gone about halfway down to second base. And here's the throw from Wells. See what you think.
Well, Seager expecting the play.
Well, that was close. I think he did get back in there, but it was close.
That's where you got to go to George Hendrick for the call. He was the only one there watching it.
So it's going to turn out to be a sacrifice fly by Luke Scott, but not just your ordinary sacrifice fly. Hey, he should have asked George. He would tell you the truth.
I was going to say, that man will shoot you straight. Did he tell Carlos, first of all, you can't be caught like that. Second of all, you're out.
So the Rays pick up their second run. Here's BJ. One ball, no strikes. Well, the umpires were rotating there. It was difficult to get a call. To wait for a while. Ground ball headed to Ryan at short. The flip to second to Seager. Rays settled for 2 and lead 2-0. Baseball tonight brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today for great deals on the amazing lineup of Toyota vehicles. Toyota moving forward. And by AT TBA, the nation's largest 4G network. AT rethink possible. Well, Matt Moore has been given a 2-run lead. Rays with 2 runs, a couple of walks, and a triple sacrifice fly. And on to the second we go with Jesus Montero, the catcher. Pitch is fastball inside. A ball and no strikes. Moore came out throwing hard, as he usually does. First pitch of the night, 94. The second pitch, 96. Swing and a miss. He threw that one up and by Montero. He's still trying to get through the first inning, 20 pitches. Still trying to get feel of his pitches and the command of them. Pretty good breaking ball right there. 1-2. Seager next, and then Wells. Fastball away. 2-2. Moore gave up a double in the first and left Ichiro Suzuki at second base. And he misses with a fastball. The count is full. He's had a couple full counts. Shot to center field. Upton going back, and that ball is going to be off the wall. Upton's got a chance to hold him to a single, and he will. That's a base hit for Montero. I'll tell you, Montero can really hit. He's shown us that. And Upton holding him to a single off the center field wall.
Yeah, that should never happen. I don't care how hard you hit a ball. I mean, this isn't the monster. This is 404 feet from home plate. Well, first of all, that he lights the ball down. You see good extension again. Flips the bat, watching the ball the whole way. And BJ gets to it nicely and gets it back in, but oof, that's a tough single.
Now the pitch is high to Seager, 1-0. Well, how about this? In the bottom of the first, Matt Joyce hit the ball to center field and got it over Saunders, and it turned out to be a triple. Montero hits one off the wall in center in the second, and it's a single. 1-1 to count.
Should probably be somewhere in the middle. Maybe a double.
Yeah, that would be right in the middle.
Every time.
That's a strike. A 1-2 count. .22-year-old left-hander Matt Moore. Matt pitched into the 6th inning against the Angels. Had a no decision in his last outing.
You see here Matt Moore, the way he comes down, creating a lot of power. Got that stiff front leg, and that's why it's so important for him to get that top half out over that leg so that he can drive the ball downhill. If he's not able to do that, that's when you'll see that ball stay up, especially arm side up.
One hopper to short. Rodriguez to Zobrist, one. First base hit bounces in, but they complete the double play right there.
Well, a nice turn there by the Rays, but see, Matt Moore, again, you know, you go back to that strikeout in the first inning with Justin Smoke. That was a fastball in they wanted, that he struck him out on a ball up and away. Nice turn there. Nice way to spike that ball by Zobrist. But see, they want this pitch away. Ends up arm side in. So where you do get 2 outs out of that play, you'll take that all day long, just like the strikeout with Smoke. You're still not executing your pitches. And that will be something that Matt Moore needs to lock in.
Casper Wells swings and misses a changeup, strike one.
It is nice to know, though, in the first 2 innings that you can miss your spot by a couple of feet and get outs.
And in that case, get a double play.
Yeah.
And really, you get the double play because he missed in.
Yeah.
That ball actually jammed him and turned out to be a double play ball. Not on purpose. Swinging and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's why guys that have this kind of stuff can get away with more mistakes than someone who's throwing, 88, 89, 90. That ball may get put out in the right field seats or taken for a ball.
Inside a bit. It's 2-2. Wells with some pop in his bat. Fouls it back. Fastball.
See, here it is. Look at, they want this fastball in to finish him. Look where it ends up. I mean, he almost threw it by Jimenez. You'll take the strikeout, but I mean, that's feet that you miss by.
And that's the pitch that ended the first inning to Justin Smoke. Foul ball holds the count at 2-2. So he missed badly with that pitch, and he missed on his location to Seager. But he gets a strikeout to end the inning and a double play to erase the leadoff single off the center field wall here in the second inning. That's what happens when you get your rest, live right,
clean life.
That's it. The pitch is too low. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Do your homework. Go to bed when you're supposed to. Get up early.
Brush your teeth.
Yep. Get double plays on pitches across the plate. Foul ball out of play. So we'll see another 3-2 pitch. Rays winners last night. Saunders is on deck, and this will be the 9th pitch of this at bat. Tap going to be foul. We'll do it at least one more time. Casper Wells with the Tigers and then to Seattle. Divided time last year between those two clubs. Hit 11 home runs. Fouls it out of play. So that runs this at bat to a 10 pitch at bat. Foul ball. Madden and Jim Hickey in the Rays dugout at the top of the second. Rays picked up a couple runs in the first. And again, this one off the end of the bat foul. So a dozen pitches in.
Matt Moore's coming at him with everything. Fastball, the curveball, that was a good changeup. That pitch count starting to ramp up already.
And he got it. Do it by him, strikes him out. Go to the bottom of the second, 2-0 Rays.
third base tonight. Before the game, the Rays made a roster move as Evan Longoria placed on the disabled list as he has a partial tear of his left hamstring. So in his place, Will Rhymes, who has played mostly second base, 16 games for Durham, but also 6 games over at third base. You see his numbers on the year with the Durham Bulls. Kyle Farnsworth, to make room on the 40-man roster, transferred to the 60-day DL. Guys, Will Rhymes is in the air right now. His flight should arrive around 9 o'clock. So unless we have a long game like last night, more than likely we won't see Rhymes till tomorrow. He'll wear number 10, and he was struggling earlier this year and shaved his mustache in the middle of the game. So he'll fit right in with this crew. Guys, back to you.
Well, 2 strikes to count to Elliott, who waves and misses for strike 3. He's out to start the bottom half of the second. Well, he'll fit right in with Joel Peralta. Peralta has shaved his goatee and has been just pitching up a storm out of that bullpen since.
Hey,
Will Rhymes joining the club. Yep.
Yeah, guys will do some strange things.
First, Jimenez is doing the catching. He takes the pitch for a strike.
You saw out in San Francisco earlier in the season, Tim Lincecum got off to a slow start, chopped off a lot of that hair.
Yep.
Took off a good 4 or 5 inches.
Trying to put it back on its fastball.
Right.
1-1 to count to the Rays catcher. It's 2-1. Now, AC was, as we mentioned, out of the Dominican Republic, signed by the Yankees as a free agent and underwent Tommy John surgery in 07. 3-1. Ground ball, right side. Seager, the second baseman, with the pickup. So a strikeout and a ground out. 2 up and 2 down here in the bottom of the second inning. Sean Rodriguez. Well, Sean got the Rays on the board last night with an RBI single in the second inning. And the pitch is high. 1 ball, no strikes. AC coming off the 5-inning outing against the Tigers in Detroit. Picks up a strike. He gave up 4 runs on 5 hits in that one and had a no decision. Pitch is upstairs. It's 2-1. We'll be out of play. A foul ball, 2-2. Seattle got this young right-hander along with his battery mate tonight, Jesus Montero from the Yankees and the Michael Pineda deal. Pitch popped up. Seager backpedaling from second base, and the Rays are up and down 1-2-3. We're headed into the third inning. We'll be chatting with Joe Madden. Rays lead 2-0. Go back to Tropicana Field, and we welcome in the Rays skipper, Joe Madden. Joe, it's been a very busy day, a long night last night to get a win, and unfortunately, the injury to Evan Longoria. Your take on that at this point?
Well, it's always difficult when you lose a player of his caliber, but we had to fight through those kind of moments in the past. 2008, we were injured a lot. Last year, we missed him for a month, so we just have to put our best foot forward and see what happens.
We go to the third with the young left-hander Matt Moore out here. The Rays have a 2-0 lead. Faces Michael Saunders, who hits one a long way to right field, and that ball is going to get out of here. Well, a fastball, and Saunders turns on it and hits it out to put Seattle on top. That makes it 2-1.
You know, he's been swinging the bat pretty well. He has power, obviously, and he hits both righties and lefties. Like last night, for instance, he put that butt down late in the latter part of the game, and apparently he wasn't called for. But he's okay. We've seen him for the last several years.
Well, this was another fastball that Matt Moore trying to go down and away and leaves that ball inner half, and Saunders got it out of here. Joe, what do you see out of Matt Moore here in the early going? It looks like the fastball command probably not where you'd like to see it.
Right. I mean, he's got a good fastball when it comes down to pure velocity, but he's not. You're right. He's not throwing it exactly where he wants to. Even like to Montero, the ball off the center field wall. It looks like a good pitch because it's down, but it's really not. Just being able, a young left-handed pitcher with those kind of numbers at 95, when he starts throwing that fastball where he wants to, and then pitching off that with the curve and the changeup, he's going to be very, very effective.
Pitch to Ryan is down off speed, and the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. You know, his history, Joe, has been even in the minor leagues a little bit of a slow start in April, and then he tends to find it. And when he does, he's really something, as we got a little taste of last year. It's always interesting, guys, both on the mound and slow starters who hit. And you ever put your finger on reasons why?
I just think that with a guy like him, with Matt, he had a little bit of an injury in the beginning, but I don't think that's really the problem. I just think they get kind of stretched out better with their arm. I think they build up arm strength. And with that kind of velocity, there's a lot of tempo and rhythm at the very end of the delivery, actually releasing the baseball. And I think as he gets going further along into the season, he gets more and more comfortable with that. Then there comes the command and the big numbers on the gun.
3-2 here to Ryan, and he loses him, missing down and in. And the Mariners follow up the home run with the base on balls.
Yeah, just right there, trying to do too much with that pitch. You got the number 9 hitter up there, right there, Ryan, and if you could just throw a fastball down the middle, let the defense play, that'd be a good thing.
You know, in relation to the loss of Evan Longoria, and it's really hard to put a time frame on this, but it occurred to me that if you're going to have to lose someone who's valuable to this club, you know, the tendency now for run production has been down, which puts more value on pitching and defense. And I would think that that would now be the approach for the Rays more than ever.
Yeah, we do have to do that on a nightly basis. That's what we are all about. We are about our pitching and our defense first, and then of course try to score as many runs as possible. Although I think we're a little bit better served this year to absorb possibly that loss. You see what Carlos is doing right now. Scotty's what he's doing right now. As left-handed hitters in our lineup, they're a little bit more production oriented out of those 2 guys right now. So with Longo being out, I think we might be built a little bit better to absorb that at this moment.
Hey, Joe, how do you keep these guys moving in the right direction? You know, you look at the teams 5-1 in 1-run games since 2008.
They were moving in the right direction there, and Rodriguez took charge to make.
As they're coming in, Joe's not even listening to anything I have to say at that point.
Exactly right. You're totally blocked out at that moment.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
No, so you know this team, the flair for the dramatic, the walk-off wins. What do you do, or how do you keep this team going that way that they never feel like they're out of any game?
Well, I think, like I mentioned, I think in the newspapers last night about the support system. I think when guys mess up, nobody's jumping all over them all the time. We know it's a long season. We know it's 162, and bad things are going to happen, even though you're trying hard to do the right thing. So with our guys, I think they feel a lot of support. So when things do go awry, they're going to have somebody come there to pick them up. And furthermore, I think just the fact that we've played in some very meaningful games over the last several years, these tight moments, I think our guys actually enjoy them. I really enjoy those really tight games towards the end myself. I just think that by playing in the World Series, playing in the playoffs, about 3 out of the last 4 years, all that stuff matters when you're playing tight games, one-run games, even during the regular season.
Yeah, I think we've seen that on the clubs that you've put together here and have managed throughout. And Joe, we appreciate the time.
It's a long inning, guys. What's going on here?
I know. So we're going to let you go and let you speed this inning up.
Yeah, we're going to get double play ball right here. Here we go.
Very good.
See you, boys.
Joe. All right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Alex Liddy up here, waving and missing, and the count is 1-1. 2 balls and a strike now with the swing and miss on the changeup. So let's see if Joe Madden can manage the double play here to get us out of the top half of the third.
You have a feeling that if Joe could bench us, he would.
This wouldn't be the only time he would do that, but I did get the feeling that we would be on the far end of the bench tonight. Coming out of that, I mean, bless his heart, he's accommodating. But you know, he just lost the middle of his lineup here for the next few weeks, and so you got to deal with that. But you know, all of us who know him and know this club know that it's a resilient lot, and I think they're going to be all right. Pitch outside, down to first, and back in is Ryan. Full count to Liddy. Right-handed hitting third baseman, and he pops it up. Coming in is Johnson from third to make the catch on this one.
Let's take a look at our Southeast Toyota trend. Just talking to Joe Madden about this. Rays in the close ones this year, 2-run games 7-2, 1-run games 5-1. That's second in Major League Baseball, only to the Cleveland Indians, who were 6-1. 3 walk-off wins, something that they've been very adept at, especially in this building.
And what they're looking for tonight, and what we heard Joe Madden talk about, was better command here from more of his pitches. Toss over to first, a little bit high. He's had now 5 3-2 counts.
I just made mention that the Rays are really good at getting walk-off wins here at home. I think that's the only place you can get a walk-off win.
Well, what you said is factually correct. Somewhat redundant, but correct. Ichiro out on the fly ball to left. Jennings takes care of that. 2-1. Middle of
is available in Espanol via SAP, brought to you by Coventry Healthcare of Florida.
Joe Madden sharing a thought with Matt Moore.
Really?
Got to support the team.
Yeah.
And here's Desmond Jennings leading off the bottom of the third. Show your colors.
They'll lock you up for that.
1-0 the count. Yeah, but not for long. Jennings, Zobrist, and Joyce. And a base hit up the middle for Desmond. So Jennings is on for the first time. Leadoff single. Desmond got into the game late last night, went 0 for 2, and that snapped his hitting streak, but there's a base hit. Well, Elliott Johnson in at third for Longoria tonight. Our AT trivia question: how many players other than Evan Longoria have started at third base for the Rays since Longo broke into the major leagues with the Rays? How many other players have started at third base for the Rays? Elliott Johnson, of course, would be one of those. He's there tonight. Here's Ben Zobrist. Pitch is high. 1 ball, no strikes. Zobrist walked and scored a run in the first. One and one. The Rays scored both their runs in the first and then went down 1-2-3 in the second, but they have Jennings aboard with the base hit to open the third. Matt Joyce waiting to hit next. Don't forget now, Montero has had problems throwing. You think the Rays might want to exploit that. And they talked about his improvement blocking pitches, although he did not appear all that comfortable last night in that department. Ground ball. Ryan to his right from short, out at second and out at first. 6-4-3 on the double play. The Rays lose the base runner.
Well, that was a nice little turn there by Ryan and Seager out there at second base. Ben's going to be hustling. Got to move to his right, throw back to Seager, who's got to get it out in a hurry with Desmond Jennings bearing down on him. This is what it's like. You want to play second base. That's not even a good one.
Here's Matt Joyce. Pitch down and in. Joyce tripled home a run in the first and scored the second run of the game for the Rays. Two and 0. Baltimore batting in the fourth at New York, and they lead the Yankees 3-1. Fastball fouled back, out of play. 2 balls and a strike. Davis and Hardy have homered in that game for Baltimore. Granderson hitting number 9 for New York. Fix the count out to 3 balls and a strike. Shot going to be foul up the right side.
Meticulous is the only word that I have for that gentleman with the hair, the goatee.
Yep.
I mean, that attention to detail. And them too. There you go. Look at that. That's a lot of work.
And color coordinates the outfit.
It's like urban camo.
Yeah. Popped up. And Montero does not have a play. So we'll see another 3-2 pitch. That's a fashion statement.
It is. And you got to be very careful. I mean, one wrong move and you destroy the whole look. Follow the lines. It must have been a good colorer.
A lot better than us. We're out of the lines all the time. 3-2 pitch, a high towering shot back to right. Ichiro turns around and it's gone. Home run. Matt Joyce on a 3-2 pitch. Hits a towering home run off a fastball, and the Rays lead again by 2. It's 3-1.
Well, Matt Joyce has the capabilities of doing this, and Noesi's a good matchup for him. You see that the way that Noesi throws that ball from that low 3/4 arm angle. That ball just works its way right back into the swing of Matt Joyce. And those are the pitches that he'll get. He hits the ball to left field. Pitches feel like they have to come in, and when they come in, Matt Joyce, more times than not, makes them pay.
Home run number 6 for Matt Joyce. First pitch to Carlos Pena as a strike. So Joyce has a triple and a home run tonight.
Well, and he gets a good look because Noesi, like I said, he's got that 3/4, low 3/4 arm action, and he's throwing from the far third base side of the rubber. So you see when he gets ready to go, he's on the far right-hand side towards third base. Kind of a crossfire, and the lefties get a really good look at that pitch coming in towards him.
Well, Joyce is now 4 out of 5 lifetime against him for the reasons you just mentioned.
And, you know, and I never would have guessed that other than just knowing the type of hitter Matt Joyce is and what the pitches must look like to him.
High popper, short center, and they lose it. Now it's found by Seager. Boy, they had Ryan and Saunders, the shortstop and the center fielder, both losing that pop-up, and Seager, the second baseman, made the catch. Rays add a run on the homer by Joyce and lead 3-1. Matt Joyce has a good night going with a triple and a home run. The Rays lead 3-1. Joyce in the number 3 spot, taking over that for Evan Longoria. Elliott Johnson starting at third. Our AT trivia question: how many players other than Evan have started at third base since his debut in the major leagues for the Rays? And the answer is 8. Elliott Johnson there tonight. Justin Smoke leads off and fouls the pitch back. How about this for a list not too far down memory lane, but Willie Ibar the most, then Sean Rodriguez and Felipe Lopez, Dan Johnson, Ben Zobrist a couple starts, Hank Blaylock, Harry Kinski, and Johnson. Liner down to first, and it's caught by Carlos Pena. Smoke lines a fastball to first, one away.
Had him played perfectly.
Here's the catcher, Jesus Montero. Bounds it back, strike one. Watching him last night and through one at bat tonight, he gives you the impression that he can really hit.
I was impressed with that home run last night. That ball was down over the plate, and he hit that with authority to right center field. I mean, that's big boy land when you go there.
1-1 to count. He has 4 home runs and 13 runs batted in now. Fouls it. Let's take a look at the home run, the location of that pitch first.
Trying to come down and in, and it's down middle, but to stay back and drive that ball to right center field with that kind of height and get it out right over the 370 sign, pretty impressive.
Foul ball. The count is 1-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Rays have Matt Moore on the hill. Ground ball right side. It's going to go through, just out of the reach of the diving Ben Zobrist. Montero is 2 for 2.
Ben Zobrist was playing more up the middle. This is a curveball that Montero just pushes to the right side, and Ben can't get there. Look at, there he is right there, way up the middle. This is just a 3-hopper, and he had too far to go.
The Rays were playing the swing and not the shift there. Just swung over toward the bag at second and not shifted all the way beyond the bag.
That would not count in official statistics.
That's right. Kyle Seager. Pitch is too close, 1-0. Rangers and the Blue Jays have a 1-run game going in the top of the 4th inning in Toronto, 5-4 Texas. This one all the way to the backstop. Seager ducking and holding at first is Montero.
This is a perfect example. This is a fastball Matt Moore wants down and away to Seager. Fastball down and away. You see where Jimenez is, but look, the body's too quick, the arm drags, and that is a fastball almost off the head. That's how far he missed his spot. And that's because that front side is getting out there too soon. That arm stays back, can't catch up.
Yeah, and that's one of those pitches that if you're a hitter and you're maybe peaking at location, you're in trouble. Little looper into center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Montero stops at second. You know, if you're trying to get a little peek as to where the catcher sets up and you're looking down and away and that ball starts to sail over your head, your instinct is to back up. You back right up into that pitch.
Or you're going, you know, you're looking for a pitch down and away. You start diving out there, and then you have no chance of getting out of the way. You can't duck. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Well, a couple of men on here in the top of the 4th as Moore continues to battle with his command.
You know, and it's almost like he's a young kid. He's looking for his first win. You know, hey, listen, he's out there trying really hard to get this, you know, being very aggressive. Problem is, a lot of times when you try to do more, doesn't work out so well. You try to get out there, you're going to jump and bury these guys. When you start jumping with the upper half a little too soon and not just staying nice and tall and falling down the mound, does not work out well for any pitcher, really.
Here's Casper Wells. Pitch is too low. A ball and no strikes. We mentioned that Texas-Toronto game. Texas had a 5-0 lead, and the Blue Jays scored 4 in the bottom of the third. Kelly Johnson hit a 3-run home run, and Jose Bautista hit one. The Seattle club comes in here having just played the Blue Jays up there, and they were saying that Bautista, who had 3 home runs, was just on the verge, they thought, of really putting a great run together. Well, he's hit a home run tonight. This one is down, so the Rays are hoping that by the time they finish this homestand and then go on the next trip, which will take them eventually to Toronto, that will be out of his system.
Right. You've got a good week and a half, almost 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Knock yourself out. Go crazy.
That's right.
And then come back to earth.
2-1. Swing and a miss on the fastball, and the count is 2-2. Yeah, you don't want to face Bautista and that Toronto lineup when they're red hot. So they'll have their fun and go up there and play a couple of games.
Try to put him in lockdown.
That's it. We know what that's all about. 2-2. He got him. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back fastballs. Wells is out of there on strikes. 2 outs with runners at first and second now.
Well, Matt Moore will always have that ability, and you see where the pitch was, that up in the zone, because of the velocity, he can overpower you. And that's what he does right there.
Well, Michael Saunders. Saunders hit the home run. How about this? Coming into this game, lefties were hitting .500 off Matt Moore, 10 out of 20. A foul ball back, strike one. And a breaking ball, first pitch that time. There's a fastball out to right center on the first pitch in the third. It's a 1-1 count. Home run for Saunders was his 4th. 3 of his 4 home runs have come off lefties. Could not catch up upstairs on the fastball. It's 1-2. Rays have 3 runs, 3 hits. Run 5 hits for Seattle. And Saunders is out on strikes. Fastball will go into the bottom half of the 4th. 3-1 Tampa Bay. bright financial future today at SagicorLifeUSA.com and by your local Southern Ford dealers. Rays and the Mariners tonight. Matt Moore on the hill for the Rays. Luke Scott's going to lead off the home half of the fourth. Scott, Upton, and Johnson. And a breaking ball to start Luke. It's in there. Curve ball for a strike. One ball, one strike. Two balls and a strike. Rays and the Mariners played 12 last night. The Rays took the first game of the series. 7-game homestand. Starts with 4 against Seattle. Oakland in for 3.
Well, and what we've seen consistently from Noesi is the fact that we've talked about him being on that far third base side of the rubber, having a hard time keeping the fastball on the plate away from lefties.
There's a shot, but it's going to be foul. Boy, he really hit that one. In fact, Luke hit that one off the C ring in foul territory. And I think it ricocheted back into fair territory and into the stands. So on a bank shot, this should be a home run.
Yeah.
Look at that. It's fair.
Wrapped right around the pole. Arena ball.
Luke Scott on a bank shot has hit one out off the C ring.
He didn't call it though.
Oh, this one is high and deep back toward the right field corner, and Ichiro has room. Right down the line, and Ichiro in front of the 322 marker grabbed it.
Now Scott made a bid, got the breaking ball, just a little bit too much height. Boy, he does a nice job of dropping the bat head right on it, but a little bit too high, and Ichiro makes right there in the corner.
BJ swings and misses for a strike.
This is exactly why Noesi is much more effective against righties than lefties. Against the righties, being over there right on top of him, it feels like he's able to sweep the ball and bore that fastball away from him.
Ground ball, diving stop by Liddy at third. He gets up and makes a nice play right there.
Yeah, it was.
Good strong throw as well.
Don't have a whole lot of time to think about anything. You just react, a step and a half, a dive, get up and throw a bullet.
You know,
right on the money.
Liddy at third base is the first major league player to be born in Italy and raised in Italy. He grew up playing baseball there and was signed as a free agent by Seattle. Here's Elliott Johnson hitting a high pop foul. Wells down by the bullpen. 1, 2, 3 go the Rays. We head into the fifth, 3-1 Tampa Bay.
As the Rays had a roster move earlier today, an 11 a.m. press conference with the signing of Hideki Matsui. Here's our Coventry Healthcare scouting report. If you break down Matsui versus lefties and righties, he's the exact same. Home runs per bat, batting average, 55 home runs against lefties, which is fitting because he's worn 55 his whole career. He did say in the press conference today through the interpreter, I have no passion for number 55. And it's a good thing because Matt Moore, guys, wears it here for the Rays. Matt said, I don't know what I would do if he asked me for the number, but Matt is always prepared. He knew the conversion rate of yen to dollars, so he won't be fooled. Back to you.
A preparation is what it's all about, and Matt Moore is prepared. But he does like having a number with the 5 in it, so we'll be very interested in seeing what should happen if Hideki Matsui should show up here at some point. Swing and a miss. Brendan Ryan, who walked his first time, missed the fastball. 1 strike right there. Ryan has had a tough go recently for the Mariners. The pitch, he swings and misses. It's now a ball and 2 strikes. Ryan 0 for 21 and a walk his first time up tonight. He pops it up. Ball will not stay playable, and the count holds at a ball, 2 strikes. Top of the order, Ackley next, and then Liddy. Foul straight back over the screen, a fastball. We're in the 5th. The pitch count for Matt Moore up to 85 right now as he works to the first hitter in the 5th inning. And fouls this one. Seen a lot of that out of these Seattle hitters tonight.
Well, you know, here's the thing. They're dialed in on one spot. I mean, the majority of Matt Moore's pitches have been at the top or above the strike zone, so they know right where to look for.
Swing and a miss, and down he goes with the breaking ball.
And guess what? Swing and a miss is exactly right. All of a sudden, you change the eye level. Everything's been up, 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 up. And then how about this? Oops.
Well, let's see if he can get that thing going a little more often.
That was
in
dirty.
That spot.
Absolutely.
Strikeout number 6 for Moore. And there's a strike on the inside edge. Dustin Ackley up here now. Off the plate in, and it's 1-1. Two and 1. Rays scored 2 in the first, got a run in the 3rd. Seattle got a run in the 3rd. And Moore is behind Ackley 3-1. Full count. This is the 6th full count he's had tonight. And strike 3 called. He gets him looking, back-to-back strikeouts, and he drops a curveball in for the strikeout.
Yeah, and another high-quality curveball after a very good fastball down and away. Then we're going to yank out this thing. Just buckles Dustin Ackley.
The 2 outs. Alex Liddy. The ground ball headed up the middle, and that's going to go through into center field. He threw him a changeup, and Liddy's aboard with his first hit tonight.
Well, welcome back Carlos Pena this Friday when the Rays host the A's as part of Friday Fest presented by Captain Morgan. The first 10,000 ladies will receive a Carlos Pena custom t-shirt presented by the Tampa Bay Times. Visit RaysBaseball.com right now.
We'll get some action in the Rays bullpen. It's Badenhop, the righty. Ichiro Suzuki in the batter's box. The pitch is high. Base runner is Alex Liddy, the young man we mentioned before when he made that great play at third. Out of Italy. He grew up in Italy. His favorite player was Chipper Jones. How about that? He followed Major League Baseball growing up. 2-0. Liddy's father he grew up in Los Angeles, and they moved back to Italy. A little visit here on the mound as Jim Hickey goes out to spend some time with Matt Moore. And Major League Baseball has an academy apparently in the shadow of the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And he played baseball over there and attracted some of the international scouting of the Mariners, and they've signed him, and they like what they see to this point. He made a nice play at third, and he's made some progress with the bat. Chris Chambliss has spent some time with him. He at one time had a high leg kick, and they pretty much eliminated that, just a small mechanism to time his start. And so they've been encouraged by what they've seen from him. There's Chris Chambliss. 2-0 to count now to Suzuki, and he shoots a base hit into right. Liddy goes down to second, and with 2 outs, the Mariners have put 2 men on base.
Number 17.
7 hits given up by Moore, 4 of those from left-handed hitting. So 2 hits tonight. Ichiro has just caught Ozzie Smith on the all-time hit list with that base hit. Now Justin Smoke, he has struck out and lined out to first. Pitch is a strike. It's 2,460 hits for Ichiro. Way high. 1-1. How about that? Up to 100 pitches. Another 20 pitch inning here. Shot back into center field. Upton will have to go back to the track, and he hauls it in over his shoulder to retire the side. 2 men left, bottom of the 5th coming, 3-1 Rays. Time for the Just for Men Auto Stop foolproof stat. There's Ichiro Suzuki, 2 for 3 tonight. He doubled in the first, singled in the 5th inning, and with those 2 hits, now even with Ozzie Smith, 104th on the all-time hit list. As the Mariners can count on Ichiro, you can count on Just for Men Auto Stop for foolproof results. Jimenez hitting a one-hopper to Ryan at short. Comes up with the throw. Jimenez is out of there. 1 pitch, 1 out for Noesi. Sean Rodriguez on his way to the plate. Oakland has a 5-1 lead on Boston. Oakland hitting in the top of the 5th inning at Fenway against Felix Dubron. Scott Atchison has just entered that game, replacing Dubron. Want to know the count to Sean Rodriguez. Sean lifts a fly ball toward the right field line. Ichiro into foul territory, leaning against the sidewall, makes the catch.
Well, beat the Florida Heat and look cool doing it. This Sunday, the first 10,000 kids 14 and under receive a pair of Joe Madden sunglasses presented by Matchup Promotions, which is part of Family Fun Day, which is presented by the Tampa Bay Times.
Here's the leadoff hitter for the Rays. 2 outs, so the base is empty. Desmond Jennings batting in the bottom of the 5th. The pitch is a strike. Matt Moore alongside Jim Hickey. Moore giving the Rays 5 innings tonight. 1-1. Peyton Hop continues to throw in the bullpen, 101 pitches, and it seemed to be the extent of the evening for Matt Moore. 2-1. Burke Baden Hop. And a strike on the outside edge. Ron Kopla, the plate umpire, 13-year veteran in the major leagues out of St. Louis. 2-2 the count. And a very close pitch there as Jennings took it low. 3-2. Ground ball chopped to Ryan at short. Over to first, and the Rays are up and down in order for the 2nd consecutive inning through 5. 3-1 Tampa Bay.
the top of the 6th inning. We have to talk about Game Connect, and we want you to log on. Go to foxsportsflorida.com. Click on Game Connect. You've got your stats, you've got your scores, and of course, you've got your tweets. Follow us on Twitter. It's @SunSportsRays. And Elliott Johnson last night, his first walk-off hit of his career. David Price, his fellow teammate, giving him some credit on Twitter and also calling him a nerd. He says, "Atta baby nerd." I don't know. Dwayne, BA, we have heard that Elliott Johnson is quite the nerd. He likes the stats. He takes a page out of Sam Folds' book with that. And you see Price calling him out on Twitter. Nothing like it.
Simply a term of endearment. That's what that is.
I agree. That's what we do with Todd.
That's right. Multiple terms of endearment. Ground ball through into center and a base hit. First pitch, Montero singles and is 3 for 3, greeting Badenhop with a base hit. Badenhop on for the 11th time. One strike the count, or one man on, and the hitter is Seager. 1-0 the count. Montero, the little ground ball up, and the Rays put the shift on here with Kyle Seager at the plate. Sean Rodriguez on the short, on the second base, first base side of second. A foul ball the other way. Out of play. It's 1-1. Toronto bats in the bottom of the 5th, trailing Texas 6-4. And the Orioles continue to lead the Yankees in New York 3-1 in the top of the 6th. Pitch bites down and in, a slider. 2 balls and a strike. Jake McGee up in the Rays bullpen. Well, the Rays got 5 from Matt Moore, 101 pitches. Gave up 7 hits. And a run on the home run. That pitch is outside. So Badenhop falls behind, 3 balls and a strike. 8 hits for Seattle. That's Casper Wells on deck. Shot to center field. Upton will go back, hitting the track, and he makes the catch. BJ starting to gauge where he was as he approached the track, and he started to feel for the wall just in case that ball started to carry on him a little bit more, but he made the grab.
Well, you know, the wind is just knocking the ball down to center field tonight. That's about what it looks like. It wasn't that long ago that Evan Longoria, look at it, blowing straight in. But they hit the ball off the restaurant out there. And now there's been a couple of balls that have been hit hard. I know Matt Joyce thought that he got that ball earlier in the game to dead center. There's not.
But not as many people here.
Maybe that's it.
That's why. Wells takes a strike. You get more people in here, and the humidity becomes a little bit higher, and the ball carries. The fuller the house, the more the carry. Pitch outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. And you're right, there have been a couple of balls hit here where you think that might get out, but they just have not gone. Ground ball chopped to short. Rodriguez to Zobrist. That's 1. First base, not quite in time. Wells beats it out at first. They force Montero for the second out at second base.
Well, this wasn't the quickest turn, and Wells was, you see right there, the feed to Zobrist. He had to go down and get that and threw off the timing a little bit, but Wells was hustling. It was going to be tough to get him anyway.
Now Michael Saunders, and the shift is on again. Johnson alone on the left side. 1 ball, no strikes. Rays have been out hit 8-3. They lead 3-1. The Seattle run came on the home run by Saunders. One and one to count. Popped up. Elliott Johnson is right there circling under it, makes the catch. Will head into the bottom of the 6th. It's 3-1 Tampa Bay.
It's 3-1. On tonight's game and all season long, Tires Plus will donate $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida.
$2,900 raised so far this year, I think. That's the official count.
If that's what it says in your little black book.
There's a ground ball on the first pitch. Zobrist rolls it to Smoke, who steps on the bag. That is the first out. Well, the Rays have hit 29 home runs. Matt Joyce hit the 29th home run, and the third, his 6th.
I don't think anybody thought at this point of the season that the Rays would be at 29 home runs. Getting some good production from all through the lineup. They were the first team to have, what, 6 different guys that had at least 3 home runs?
Right. Joyce takes a pitch outside, 1-0. Well, that's why they have every reason to think that they can survive the absence of Evan Longoria and hope that it's as short a period of time as absolutely possible. But there's some balance to this lineup this year that they have not seen in the past, and a little more pop. 1-2 the count. Missed the curveball there at Joyce. Lucas Litke, is he in the bullpen? Carlos Pena's on deck. And a ground ball back of first. The pitcher is going to cover in the toss from Smoke. So 2 up, 2 down. That's 9 in a row retired by Noesi since the home run by Joyce.
They'll celebrate Cinco de Mayo at the ballpark when the Rays host the A's this Saturday. Enjoy $5 margaritas and specials on Dos Equis. For tickets, visit RaysBaseball.com or just call Todd Callis.
He is the commander in charge of good times.
I want to know where he is.
Well, that's a good question. You find a good time, you'll find him. There's Carlos Pena. Pitch is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes.
And he's out scrounging.
Oh, they're preparing for the post game.
That's right.
Very serious. This is like a mini production meeting. Down there.
Look at the 2 Hefes in front of him.
Yeah, they're down there with
Dave Haller,
the PR brass.
Yeah, RV, Laura sneaking around the corner.
Yeah.
Look at the whole gang. That's fun.
Well, there's great chemistry there in that post-game show.
I mean, look at them.
We're just happy to be a part of it. Swing and a miss, a big cut. Count is 1-1. A big happy family.
Yeah, and they let us play a little bit every night, a couple of minutes.
Yep.
And off we go.
Yep. They push us out, shut the door, lock it. It's outside. 2 balls and a strike to count to Carlos Pena. Rays have led 2-0, 2-1, then 3-1. It's been that way since the 3rd. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Big cut to miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Three runs, 3 hits. 1 strikeout tonight for the Seattle right-hander. And a 2-2 count on Pena. And the count is full. Luke Scott on deck. Ball 4 popping away from Montero. So the Rays draw the walk here as Pena heads to first, and Luke Scott will get a chance. Luke sends Suzuki right back almost against the right field corner inside that 322 marker back in the 4th. And he will not get a chance to face Noesi here. Pitching change coming. We'll be back in a moment. been out hit 8-3, but 2 runs in the first and another run in the third. All of those charged to Noesi as he leaves with a man at first. And Lucas Luetke makes his 10th appearance of the year.
Pretty good so far. No ERA, 8 strikeouts in 5 2/3 innings.
Luke Scott to face the lefty. And that pitch inside off the mitt of Montero, and down to second base goes Pena. Fastball inside. And so that's going to be a pass ball charged to Montero. You see the breakout on Luetke. Lefty's hitting just 154 off him. And Luke, so far this year, 136. His lifetime average against lefties up around 240. Pitch is high. 2 balls and no strikes. Delabar, the right-hander, busy in the bullpen. That's a strike, and the count now 2-1. Pitch is upstairs. Now it's a 3-1 count. With 2 outs, Pena's at second. Scott up in the count against the left-hander. There's ball 4 upstairs. So the walk from the left-hander. Eric Wedge on his way out of the dugout again with B.J. Upton due. He's got the right-hander ready in the bullpen, and he's going to go that way. We'll be back in a moment. Steve Delabar. B.J. Upton due up for the Rays with 2 men on and 2 men out. 13th appearance for Delabar.
Now, under went low. Need to fix that, but 14 strikeouts, just 2 walks in 11 innings. Belies that 5.73 earned run average, so you can see he can overpower some hitters and some strikeouts.
BJ swings through the 95-mile-per-hour fastball. That's a strike. He gives you a lot of the hard stuff, occasional changeup. This one is down. Mid-90s fastball. 1-1. Orioles have opened a 6-1 lead in New York. That game's now in the bottom of the 6th. BJ missed that one.
That ball just took off, sweeping away from BJ. I'm not even sure what you would call that. It's a slider with no depth or a cutter that's way too big. Either way, watch it go. Yanked fastball, I don't know.
Foul ball the other way, backing out of play. 1-2. Delabar's 28 years old. Strikeout. Fastball by Upton. Rays lead 2 and lead 3-1. Tripled off the center field wall, scoring Ben Zobrist. After a walk to Pena, Luke Scott sacrifice fly. Scored Matt Joyce to make it 2-0. Michael Saunders homered on a Matt Moore fastball to right center in the 3rd. The Rays got that run back, but Matt Joyce hit one out. His 6th home run of the year to make it 3-1, and that's how we stand as we head into the 7th. Leading off is Brendan Ryan. And the fastball is outside. Bert Badenhop starting his 2nd inning of work. Ground ball to 3rd. Elliott Johnson with the pickup and the throw. It's 1 away here in the 7th inning. Johnson in there tonight at 3rd in the place of Evan Longoria. Longoria out for somewhere between 4 to 8 weeks. And the pitch to Dustin Ackley is a strike. Partial tear of his left hamstring. Slider bites down and in. It's 1-1. Braves will have James Shields on the mound tomorrow night. He'll be looking for his 5th win. 2 balls and a strike. Our coverage begins at 6:30. Shields takes a 4-0 record into play tomorrow. Ground ball by the mound. This is Zobrist to his right, and the throw back across his body in time to get Ackley. So a couple of ground balls. 2 up, 2 down here in the 7th inning. And Alex Liddy will be the hitter. Liddy singled into center field in the 5th inning. He is 1 for 3 on tonight. The starting matchup tomorrow in game 3 of this 4-game series. Pitch outside. 1-0. Slider. 1 ball, no strikes, with bases empty and 2 outs in the top half of the 7th. There's the strike. Rays won 3-2 in 12 innings last night. Lefty. Been standing there for a while. Breaking ball wide. 2-2. And now Peralta starts to loosen. 2-2. And we're going to go to 3 balls, 2 strikes on Alex Liddy. Liddy from San Remo, Italy. Well, that's some nice living there on the Riviera. Ichiro on deck. And strike 3 call. Got him looking. That will retire the side. 1, 2, 3. 7th inning stretch time at the Trop. Rays lead 3-1.
Seventh inning, Rays batting, and against the Seattle bullpen, who had quite an adventure earlier today, including the guy on the mound, Steve Delabar, as Through the advice of the former Ray John Jaso, they decided to check out the A-ring catwalk, the highest of the 4 rings. 5 different Mariners went up there, including Delabar, the 2 lefties out of the bullpen, Furbush and Lucas Litke. Also, we had Casper Wells up there. Tom Wilhelmsen was up there. There you see the guys up there on the catwalk, and it was a legitimate excursion before the game. Jaso did not go up himself, but he's the one that was the leader of the rings, if you will, by saying, guys, I've been up there before. It's a lot of fun. Back to you.
Johnson sends a ground ball to second, and Seager takes care of that. Yeah, that's great advice by John Jaso. It's a lot of fun. You guys go up there and walk around. It's really fun.
Yeah.
And they did.
Yes, they did. We got to do a telecast from up there.
Yeah, it's really fun. You should go up there.
You've done it?
Yeah, it's great.
But, yeah.
No.
Yeah,
I have not done it. Yeah. Go ahead.
Set up a little bench. That would be good. Must-watch TV.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to having you up there. Want to know the count? Yeah, let's do it in about Sunday afternoon in July.
You're going to try to smoke me out?
High foul. That's going to be out of play off the bat of Jimenez. 1-1. You thought doing a pregame outside was challenging?
Yeah.
Try that. Got a chance to be a little warm up there. And there's your FaceTime on camera. 2 balls and a strike. Yeah, we've got an idea here. There's a high fly ball back into left center. Wells is there, and he makes the catch. 2 gone. Well, we're working out our positioning here with our new camera.
Are you on the tape?
Right here. Look at that. Right here.
You're in my lap. You're not on the tape.
Hey. Well, I don't know if I'm going to go that far. Right here it is. Belly up to the bar. Here's the X.
I'm allowed a half turn.
There you go.
So I don't look very, high school yearbookish.
Well, you look very natural. Very comfortable. There you are. Not bad, huh? Pop to the right side. Smoke staring into the rings and makes the catch on that pop-up off the bat of Sean Rodriguez. We go to the 8th. It's 3-1 Rays.
Top moment from the Rays April. A, Carlos Pena opening day grand slam. B, David Price a complete game against the Angels. C, Carlos Pena walk-off single versus the Yankees. D, the Brandon Allen walk-off home run against the Angels, or Elliot Johnson's walk-off single last night. Text your vote to 789-789. Standard message and data rates apply.
Pretty nice collection for the first month of the year. Joel Peralta is going to be pitcher number 3 on the night for the Rays. 4 for 5, Badenhop 2, and now Peralta. Going to face Ichiro, then Smoke and Montero. Pitch to Ichiro is in there for a strike. Ichiro check swing and a foul ball back. 0-2. Peralta pitched an inning in 2/3 Sunday night in Arlington against Texas and had 3 strikeouts in that game. Into the dirt. It's 1-2.
Joel Peralta really tried to yank on that split finger right there, and he yanked it about halfway to home plate.
Charlie Furbush down there in the bullpen for Seattle. Roller to the right side, gloved by Zobrist, and the toss. So there you go. 1 out here in the 8th. Hey, how about that for a split screen?
I mean, really? Really? That's what we're going to go with? I mean, it looks like a golf divot. Place your divot, buddy. What a tool.
That might have been the from the booth the best moment in the first month. Right there.
What kind of turtleneck was that? There you go. Yeah, I mean, you know, a 3/4 mock.
Hey, at the time, it was a good look.
I'm not so sure.
1 strike. What do you think? Yeah.
It's possible. Got a pretty good game going on here, don't we? Please.
Smoke fouls this one. 0-2.
Hey, do you remember earlier in the season we were talking about the Jelly of the Month Club, the gift that keeps on giving?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard about that.
Yeah. I have a feeling that these pictures
are going to be like that
all year long. And so just pop up here and there. That's great.
Once it's out there, it's out there.
That's true.
You got to guard it.
That's true.
Two strikes the count to Justin Smoke. That's high. We're in the 8th. Rays got 5 from their starter Moore. Both starting pitchers still the pitchers of record. It has been 3-1 since the 3rd. Smoke lifts a popper foul, and that will be out of play. Rays have the shift on for him with Johnson, the lone defender, on the left side. He had obviously no chance of that ball that far out of play, but even had that ball been in play down near the bullpen, it had some loft to it, but it would have been problematic for Johnson. There was. Let's take a look at this effort in the stands.
Oh.
I'm not sure if that's his glasses or part of his body that just fell off
Fell
that
out.
dive. Swing and a miss. Smoke is out of there. The split takes care of Justin Smoke. That's 9 strikeouts for Rays pitching tonight.
Nice pitch here by Peralta. Keeps that on the outer half, and the ball just never gets there.
Jesus Montero is the hitter. He has 3 of the 8 hits tonight. And a pitch, a breaking ball for a strike. Montero homered his last time up last night. So he has 4 consecutive hits going. And another one. This one headed toward the left field corner. Jennings will play the carom. And Montero digs for a double. So he has 4 of the 9 hits collected tonight.
No, this was a split that stayed up in the zone. Kind of curled back. The inner half, and you see Montero there just drop the head of the bat and rifle that ball down into the corner. 2-out double.
Kyle Seager will bat. He singled in the 4th. Pitch is a strike to Seager. Pitched 5 innings, gave up a run on 7 hits. Batenhop 2 innings, no runs, 1 hit. Peralta, 2 outs into the 8th, has surrendered the double to Montero. Down and in, and a nice save right there by Jimenez on that pitch in the dirt.
Here's a good look at it right here. That slider down and in. Jimenez has to throw himself in there to keep that ball in front. Nicely done.
One to count. Lifted toward left center field. Upton on the move, and BJ makes the catch to retire the side. 2-out double. He's left on. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 3-1 Rays.
And descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Rays.
3-1, we go to the bottom of the 8th with the Rays leading this game, and they have the top of the order. Desmond Jennings stepping in against Steve Delabar. The pitch is fouled back. Delabar easily into the mid-90s with his fastball. Here's a guy who the first 5 years of his pro career never pitched above the A level.
And he gets it up there with a very short arm action. Just kind of gets it out of the glove and flings it in there, 95, 96.
A strike, 0-2. And he's not that far removed. There's Fernando Rodney. In 2009, suffering a broken elbow, a compound fracture. He strikes out Jennings. Got him on the off-speed stuff. Set him up with the fastball and strikes him out. Had him out in front.
Well, we talked about Delabar racking up the strikeouts. 11 to just 2 balls coming into this outing. Eric Wedge is going to go to the pen for the lefty, but boy, he comes in and does a nice job.
So that's going to be it for Delabar. 1 out here in the 8th. Back in a moment. Out, nobody on. Don't forget, Rays Live, the postgame, presented by Checkers. Joe Madden's press conference, player interviews. Todd DeRestis will break this one down. Hey, we might have the night off. I don't see us on there.
No, yes.
So that's it.
How about that?
So don't miss Todd DeRestis and the rest of the crew.
The group got together and conspired against us.
Yes, they did. Charlie Furbush is the new pitcher. And the pitch is a strike to Ben Zobrist.
Charlie Furbush has been on quite the little run until his last outing up in Toronto. In 2/3 of an inning, he's touched up for a home run by Jeff Mathis and ended up giving up 3 earned in that outing.
Speaking of Toronto, there's a foul ball. Blue Jays scored 3 in the bottom of the 7th, and they've taken a 7-6 lead on Texas. Texas now batting in the 8th. Two strikes to count to Zobrist. It's upstairs. Ball, 2 strikes. Will Rhymes has arrived. Caught a flight up from Durham. made it here in time before the game is over. He was in camp this spring with the Rays as a non-roster invitee. And can play a number of positions around the infield. Full count. Matt Joyce, who has tripled and homered tonight, is on deck. 3-2, and Zobrist pops it up short right. Ichiro settles under it. 2 gone. Tigers have beaten Kansas City 9-3. The Tigers go a game over 500. And the Royals go 10 games under 500. Here's Matt Joyce. Austin Jackson had 4 hits in that game for Detroit. Pitch is a strike to Joyce. Matt now with 6 home runs and 11 runs batted in. 3 doubles and 3 triples on the year. 2. Slider from Furbush. And that's low. Laid off that pitch down and away. A ball, 2 strikes. Two and 2. Alan Porter on the appeal play down there at third. Rodney continues to throw in the Rays bullpen. And the 2-2 pitch. Joyce swings and misses the fastball. So he's out on strikes, and 1-2-3 go the Rays against 2 Seattle relievers. Rays lead 3-1. We go to 9.
There's 3-1. You can experience the excitement at Tropicana Field with Rays season tickets and experience and enjoy exclusive benefits including the best seats, the biggest savings, and postseason privileges. The variety of plans available and special payment options, you can be a part of the team today. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com.
Fernando Rodney will be the new pitcher, and he has been very good for the Rays in that closer's role. 7 of 7 with a 1-0 record and a 0.87 earned run mark. Rodney was in the game last night, pitched the 9th. Game eventually went 12. The Rays won it 3-2. 9th inning underway, and Kawasaki, Yunonori Karasaki, pinch hits and takes that pitch for a strike. One and one. Kawasaki got into the game as a pinch runner last night and stayed on to play shortstop. And there's a strike at the knees. Change up. 1-1. Kawasaki, 30 years old, 5 times in Japan he hit over 300. But he's out on strikes tonight. Fastball got him. 94 on the fastball, and that's the 10th strikeout for Rays pitching.
Now well located here by Rodney. Watch Kawasaki just try to foul that ball off. There was no power, nothing to that swing. Like he was just trying to stay alive. Great spot.
So 1 out in the 9th. Now Michael Saunders. And a high fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. Two and 0. There's a strike. 2 and 1. Miss. Change up had him way out in front. Well, that's a devastating pitch for Fernando Rodney. And a swing and a miss. He followed up the change with a fastball at 95, and Saunders could not get around. 2 up, 2 down.
Such a devastating combination of pitches. The changeup, the fastball, such a difference in between the two, and that fastball is just so explosive.
Yeah, you could see that just run away from the left-handed bat of Saunders. There's Mike Karp. Karp's been on the disabled list. And a sprained right shoulder. So he's on to pinch hit for Brendan Ryan. And he takes a fastball outside. 1-0. 11 strikeouts for Rays pitching. Down and in. 2 balls, no strikes. Swing and a miss. Well, now 2-0. He comes in with a changeup. Two and one. And a foul ball just outside third as he cues it down that side. And the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two outs with the bases empty. More Baden-Off, Peralta, now Fernando Rodney. 2-2 pitch, got it. He strikes out the side in the 9th inning. He got him with a changeup, and the Rays are winners tonight. It's a 3-1 final. Matt Moore is going to get the win. He pitched the front 5, and then the bullpen took over. And another stellar performance by the Rays bullpen. 2 innings from Baden-Off, 1 from Peralta, and Fernando Rodney finished with a flurry of 3 strikeouts. He got the pinch hitter Kawasaki on a fastball. He threw a fastball by Saunders, and then fell behind Carp, but got even, and then struck him out on a 2-2 pitch with a changeup to end it. Moore earns his first win. He is 1-1. Noesi, the losing pitcher, he's 1-3, and Rodney picks up save number 8. Took 2 hours and 37 minutes to play this game before a crowd of just under 10,000. Matt Joyce hit a home run for the Rays. Saunders hit one for Seattle, and the Rays start the month of May the way they ended the month of April, with a win. It's a 3-1 victory. Right now, let's go to Todd Callis on the field.
Thank you, Dwayne. Matt, that's the first game without Evan Longoria. Pretty important for you guys to get a victory right away, I would think.
Yeah, Evan's shoes are really hard to fill. But I think we did a nice job of keeping him to 1 run. Our pitching all the way around was phenomenal tonight. Played great defense, and obviously we scored enough runs to win.
Yeah, you got them on the board with that triple early, then you hit the home run. We've asked you this before, but right now, just everything seems to be flowing for you. You feel good right now?
Just trying to have good at-bats and be more consistent with it. You know, it's the same thing, and you know, grind it out. Obviously, we're going to miss Longo a lot, so, you know, the other guys know we got to pick it up.
I know last year, I think when you were at the Tampa Chamber of Commerce, they voted for you with Joe to make you hit third in that lineup. And now tonight you get moved in that third slot again for the first time this year. With Carlos behind there, do you feel like the pitchers are probably going to challenge you a little bit?
Yeah, I feel really comfortable hitting in the middle of the order. You know, it's an exciting challenge, and hopefully, you know, I look forward to it in the future.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you very much.
Matt Joyce, guys, back to you.
All right, Todd, thank you. And Matt Joyce, a very good night for the Rays, and the Rays a great night overall. Finished off by Fernando Rodney's 8th save. 3-1 the final. We'll be back with more from the Trop following this.